This has a single speaker, and it's been 8 years since I reviewed a phone with a single speaker. And single meaning like mono speaker. There's no stereo sound. So even the S25 Edge, which is also a very thin phone, this device had 2 speakers. With the single speaker on the iPhone Air, you get mono sound that comes at the top in portrait mode, but then in landscape mode, you get mono sound that comes out on one side alone. And it's a very thin and flat driver, so you don't get a lot of bass, but every time I would watch a show or play a game and just use these speakers, I'd be like, these actually suck. But then, the real problem, volume. I measured these speakers with a calibrated U mic, and there's about a 10 decibel difference between the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17. 10 decibels. That's a perceived difference of almost double the volume for the iPhone 17. It is very significant. Now, I need to be clear. It's not like you can't hear anything on the iPhone Air. You can hear it. It's just a lot quieter than a typical modern day smartphone. Now, I first noticed it when I got a FaceTime call. I was out in the backyard with my kids. We often take a call from my mom and we just do it as a thing. None of us could hear her properly. We all had to go into the house and take the call there. And it didn't clue in then. I was just like, oh, maybe it's just like a noisier evening. But then I think it was like 2 or 3 days after, I was cooking, and this is something I do very often. I have like the air sucking thing going on in my kitchen. I'm cooking stuff. I was like chopping some stuff up, and I got a call in. I go into speakerphone. I had to turn off the fan and turn off the gas stove just so I could hear the conversation. And that's when it clicked, and I was like, I think this is a real issue. Now, it's not gonna affect everybody. Obviously, most people don't even use this stuff. But I do think that if you FaceTime regularly in an environment where if you have like kids and family and you take FaceTime calls with multiple people and there's just like ambient noise in the environment, you will absolutely notice the difference between the iPhone Air and basically every other phone that's available on the market with 2 speakers.
Hey, this is just a voice memo so you can hear the difference in volume between the 2 different phones. Hey, this is just a voice memo so you can hear the difference in volume between the 2 different phones.
It is not loud enough in noisy environments. So if you are someone who uses FaceTime or the speakerphone very often with a lot of ambient noise, you should take that in consideration. Now, when you look at the 4 individual issues that I've talked about, so the battery, the camera, the performance, the speakers, I don't think any one of them is like an immediate deal breaker universally, right?